Do not disturb yourself by imagining your whole life at once. A simple sentence, but one that holds incredible wisdom. Epictetus is reminding us of something most people forget every single day. Life becomes overwhelming when you try to carry all of it at once. And that is exactly what so many of us do. We think about our future, our career, our money, our family, our dreams, our failures, our fears, our responsibilities, all at the same time. And then we wonder why we feel anxious, why we feel mentally tired, why we feel like life is too heavy. The truth is, you were never meant to live your entire life in one moment. You were only meant to live this day, this hour, this step. But the human mind has a dangerous habit. It rushes too far ahead. It wants to solve next year's problems today. It wants certainty about things that haven't even happened yet. It wants to control the entire road before taking the first step. And that is where suffering begins. Because when you imagine your whole life at once, everything feels impossible. The future starts to look like a mountain too high to climb. The pressure becomes unbearable. And instead of moving forward, you freeze. That's what Epictetus understood so deeply. He knew that peace comes when you stop trying to carry the entire weight of your life in your mind. Because think about it. A person doesn't collapse because life is hard. A person collapses because they try to hold too much of life at the same time. Not just today's pain, but tomorrow's fears, next month's uncertainty, and 10 years of imaginary pressure. And anyone would break under that weight. That's why this quote is so powerful. It's not just advice. It's a survival strategy. Do not disturb yourself by imagining your whole life at once. In other words, stop trying to mentally live through every possible future. Stop demanding that you figure everything out right now. Stop turning your life into one giant problem that needs to be solved immediately. Because life was never meant to be solved all at once. It was meant to be lived, one moment at a time. And when you truly understand that, something changes inside you. You breathe easier. You think more clearly. You stop panicking about the future. And you begin to focus on what actually matters. What can I do today? Not next year. Not forever. Not my whole life. Just today. That question is powerful because it brings you back to reality. Maybe your life feels messy right now. Maybe you don't know exactly where you're going. Maybe you feel behind. Maybe you're scared that things won't work out. But listen carefully. You do not need to have your whole life figured out to move forward. You only need to know your next step. That's it. The next right decision, the next honest effort, the next small act of discipline, the next thing in front of you. That's how real progress is made. Not through perfect plans, not through controlling the future, but through learning how to handle the present. This is one of the deepest lessons in Stoicism. The future is too heavy to carry all at once. So don't carry it. Carry today. Handle today's responsibilities. Face today's challenges. Protect today's peace. And then tomorrow, do the same again. That is how strong people live. Not because they never feel overwhelmed, but because they've learned not to let the mind run too far ahead. Most suffering does not come from life itself. It comes from trying to mentally survive a future that hasn't happened yet. That's why people lose peace. They are not only living today, they are emotionally living through next week, next month, next year, and the next 10 years, all in one day. No wonder the mind becomes exhausted. Epictetus is telling you to stop doing that to yourself. You don't need to win your whole life today. You don't need to solve every problem tonight. You don't need to know exactly how everything will work out. You just need to stay present enough to take the next step with courage. And maybe that is the real secret to peace. Not shrinking your dreams, but shrinking your focus. From your whole life to this moment. From the entire journey to the next step. From overwhelming pressure to simple presence. Because when you stop imagining your whole life at once, life becomes lighter. Not easy, but lighter. More manageable. More peaceful. More human. So if your mind feels crowded today, if your future feels too heavy, if life feels like too much, remember these words. Do not disturb yourself by imagining your whole life at once. You were never meant to carry it all today. Just carry this moment. Just handle this day. Just take the next step and trust that the rest of your life will be built the same way all meaningful things are built, one day at a time. If this message helped you see life differently, then don't let it be the last lesson you hear. Subscribe for more Stoic wisdom, deep philosophy, and powerful reminders that help you stay calm, disciplined, and mentally strong in a chaotic world. Because sometimes one sentence can change your whole direction. And remember, I'll just carry this moment.